Liberal leader John Hogan was campaigning in St. John's today, where he announced support for trade workers. NTV's Bailey Howard tells us the latest.
The Liberal Party has big plans for job creation, committing to nearly 10,000 jobs through Churchill Falls and Gull Island. Today, leader John Hogan announced plans for a major projects office to support those jobs. You will never see a job creation plan that the one that this Liberal government is going to deliver for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Reporting directly to the Premier, the Major Projects Office will be a central point of contact for the federal government's Major Projects Office as Canada works towards nation-building projects. Hogan says the office may require an additional staff person, but will be supported through already existing government resources. Maybe a chair of the board or a head of this Major Projects Office, but it will be minimal effects to our budget right now. Hogan says the office will help to improve development timelines and consult with communities and Indigenous governments, as well as coordinating amongst all departments involved in projects related to oil and gas, hydrogen, mining, and more. What we're actually trying to do is not create an extra level, we're trying to coordinate and streamline all the bureaucracy that exists. The Liberals also announced plans for a Churchill River jobs plan. The MOU is expected to create, at its peak, 9,500 jobs. Hogan says this goes hand in hand with the Major Projects Office, which will be responsible for reviewing labour market data and making sure training programs have sufficient spaces. And make sure that we develop those skills here at Newfoundland and Labrador so that they can have those jobs and the money can stay here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Hogan says his government would advocate for the removal of the federal emissions cap. Media asked the Liberal leader how the lifting of the cap would impact the province's target to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 30% by 2030 and achieving net zero emissions by 2050. Unfortunately, we've come to this place in our history where oil is a very important commodity. We need to start using it less. We need to move to green energy. We need to move to hydrogen options. We need to move to hydroelectricity options. And as we move away from oil, let's use the less carbon emission oil that we can when the world still needs oil until we've moved completely away from it. Today's announcement took place in the district of Virginia Waters, Pleasantville. Liberal candidate and incumbent Bernard Davis has held the seat since the riding was established in 2015.
I'm always working very hard to be on the doorsteps chatting with our residents and working to earn their trust again. I don't take it for granted.
Davis was Minister of Environment and Climate Change from 2021 to 2024.
We have to do everything we possibly can to mitigate and reduce the amount of carbon that we're utilising, but that's going to take time. But there is still a need in the world economy for oil, and we should be the ones to fill that need, not Russia.
In addition to these measures, Hogan says a Liberal government will advocate for an investment tax credit, similar to the Atlantic Investment Tax Credit for future oil and gas developments in the province, including Bay du Nord. Bailey Howard, NTV News.